Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Today is going to be a very detailed video where I'll be showing you step by step on how to make this black soap shampoo using this herbal mix. So you want to start off with your black soap. Honestly, I don't know the measurement of this black soap, but use the quantity that you would like. So you want to start off by cutting it very, very small. The smaller you cut them, the faster they can dissolve and the faster you can make your shampoo. Now, let's just go over some benefits of black soap. We already know that black soap in general is great, right? It's great for our skin. If you're breaking out and you don't know what to use, just go back to the roots. Just use plain black soap. But when it comes to our hair, it also has great benefits for our hair, such as moisturization. Because of the natural ingredients, shea butter, cocoa pods, it helps moisturize your hair and it keeps it from being dry and brittle. It also helps our scalp health because it has anti-inflammatory and antifungal properties that help soothe itchy scalp or irritated scalp, which reduces dandruff. It can also stimulate hair growth because it does contain vitamin A and vitamin E and other minerals that nourishes our hair follicles and prevents it from breaking. Last but not least, guys, it doesn't matter what type of hair you have, black soap is good for you. So after you cut them, honestly, I should have cut mine even tinier because I ended up having to leave this in water for like overnight before it's actually dissolved. So you want to take your time and cut them really small and then put them into your bowl. Moving forward to step two is now your herbal mix. I am going to use 1/3 cup of this mix. I will try and put the measurements in the description for those that will want to replicate. This mix contains herbs such as rosemary, lavender, fenugreek, one of my favorites, you already know, peppermint, thyme, rose, ginger, guys, ginger, neem, moringa, another favorite of mine, netso, amla, another favorite, horsetail, and much more. So if you're looking to buy a herbal mix, just make sure you look at the herbs that it contains before you go ahead to buy. So I used 1/3 cup of this. Look how pretty it looks. Now moving to the third step, which will be adding of water. So I boiled hot water and now I am pouring it into the mix. Now, if you cut your black soap small, in about 15 to 20 minutes, everything should have dissolved. But because mine was a little more chunky, it took a while to dissolve. So you just let it sit and then cover it. Covering it also will help. So I ended up having to leave mines overnight and I had to do the shampoo the next day because it was taking a bit longer to dissolve. Some people might choose to do the double boiler method just to get everything to dissolve. But because I didn't have that time, honestly, I decided to just leave it alone until the next day. Now I am straining with my cheesecloth. Honestly, I love this cheesecloth because it doesn't really matter. The color changes depending on what you're making. First it was green, then orange, and now it's going to be black/brown. So you want to take your time to strain this mix because again, remember that it has different herbs and you want to make sure that you take your time. After straining process requires a lot of patience. As I always tell you guys, you need patience when you're straining. So we'll just leave it aside and work on our thickener. For the sake of today's video, the thickener that I'm going to be using is the xanthan gum. And again, this is my first time, so guys, bear with me. I ended up using 2 teaspoons of this gum. This is a thickening agent. It's supposed to give this shampoo that nice creamy consistency. So I was a little skeptical because in the past I've tried using the emulsifying wax and for some reason it just never works. So I was a little, skeptical to see if this would work. I mixed it with 4 teaspoons of glycerin. When I initially put 2 teaspoons, it was still too thick, so I decided to just add 2 more. You're gonna see me like keep mixing. So that's the thing, you want to put 2 teaspoons first, and then you mix, and then if you don't like the consistency, then you put more glycerin, right? Because glycerin is a good oil. Nothing bad is going to happen. So after mixing it, now I am now going to measure out the other oils that I'll be using in the shampoo. We already know that castor oil is a powerhouse, so I will be using 1/8 cup of castor oil, and you already know my love for peppermint because I love the way it soothes my scalp. So I will be using a 1/3 cup of peppermint. Now I'm going to mix everything all together. Guys, listen to this part. It's very, very important. You do not have to use the oils that I use. The reason why I use castor oil and peppermint is because they work for me and I love the way it feels on my scalp. So make sure that you use the oils that work for you, especially if your scalp or your skin or you're allergic to any of the oils that I use. Swap them out and use the oils that work for you. Now we're going to finish straining this whole mixture because it's kind of like taking its time. So now we're kind of like going to help it move along so we can be done with this shampoo. This part, like, as I was squeezing it, I was like, oh my god, it's so watery. So I was very eager to put the thickener to see if it's going to give it that consistency that I was looking for. Moving forward, because this is my first time using this thickener, I didn't know if when I put it into the mix, if it's supposed to just automatically have the thickening effect. But let's just watch and see. So after I added it, I'm going to mix it, turning, because I was thinking like when I'm turning it, it's gonna get thicker. But I don't know again what how it works and stuff like that. But I was having faith that it was going to work. I was having faith, guys. So I'm going to now go in with my oils. The reason why you put oils in shampoos is because you don't want your shampoo to be the type of shampoo that dries out your hair, right? Which is why we add oil. So that way when we wash our hair, it still has a moisture, right? It's not so dry like you squeezed it in the sun. So yes, after I added my oils, again, use the oil of your choice. I am going to mix. For this part, you decide to use your electric mixer, but honestly, I didn't have time for that, so I just used the same thing, my little crayon pencil, to keep mixing. And then after I was done, I was like, okay, let's test it out to see if it has that shine. This is the part that tells you if it's going to dry out your hair or if it's not going to dry out your hair. But you guys can already see the shine. This is the test. You already had the shine. So the next thing now is to now see if it has that consistency. Again, all the measurements that I use, I will make sure to put them in the description box for whoever is interested. Now I am going to pour it out into my container. Guys, let's see if the consistency. Look, come on now. Look at how creamy this shampoo is. It's like as I was pouring it in, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it worked, guys." Yes, it works. I was so happy with this because I was like, yes, finally. Fine, let me bring it closer for you guys to see because this was my hard work. So it definitely did have that consistency, and I was so happy with the product. Guys, this shampoo will definitely not just wash your hair and give it a shine, but it will detangle your hair. Because of all the herbs that it contains, one of the things that it does is soothe your scalp, detangles your hair when you wash it, of course, in sections. This brings me to the end of my video. I hope you guys were able to follow along. I will see you in my next one. Bye.